All right, what's up, guys? Today we are going to be talking about, exactly what the title of the video said, which is predicting the entire AFC East schedule. I don't know why. After doing the NFC South, I was just so inclined to do the AFC East. So, yeah, I'm going to be predicting all four teams. Let's get started. And let's start with the Bills, because, they're the Bills. So, week 1, Ravens. That is going to be a loss. Give me the Ravens. Revenge. And Mark Andrews is going to catch it this time. Watch. Week 2, Jets, right through them. 1-1. Week 3, Dolphins, right through them. Week 4, Saints, right through them. 3-1. Week 5, New England Patriots, competitive game. Right through them. 4-1. Week 6, Falcons, right through them. Why do I keep saying right through them? We're going to go 7-1. They're not even week 7. They're week 6. What am I talking about? 5-1, I mean. Week 7, they get a bye. Week 8, going to the Panthers. Right through them. So, 7-1. Start the season. That's nice. Wow, this is hard. Week 9, home against the Chiefs. Sounds a bit familiar. Alright. Yo, that's really tough. Give me the Bills. Bring them to 8-1, 7-1. Yeah, so 8-1, week 10, Dolphins, 9-1, week 11, Bucks, sadly 10-1, week 12, Texans, 11-1, week 13, Steelers, 11-2. I don't know why, but I have a feeling the Steelers get this win. Steelers country, let's ride. Russell Wilson's not even on the team anymore, so it doesn't matter. 11-2 though. Week 14, Bengals. That's a win. 12-2. Week 15, Patriots. 13-2. Week 16, Browns. 14-2. Week 17, Eagles. Yeah, they play the Eagles, which is going to bring them to 14-3. Wait a second, I messed up something. They can't be 14-3 because this is week 17. So they would be 13-3. I'll check that in a second. And then at week 18, they've already clinched like the 1 or the 2 seed. Hold up, because there's the Ravens, and the Ravens, they're really good. So I think the Ravens or the Bills are going to be the 1 seed this year. And I think that at this point, if they're 13-3, they're not gonna rest their starters week 18. I have a feeling they're gonna end up 14-3, beating the Jets in week 18. So yeah, 14-3 on the season. Great again. All right, next up is the Dolphins, and I'm just gonna say it before I do this. If there's any Dolphins fan watching this right now, please do not get super offended, because I don't know why, but I feel like you guys are just gonna be straight garbage this season. So without further ado, let's get into it. Dolphins. Week 1 versus the Colts, loss. Week 2 versus the Patriots, loss. Week 3 versus the Bills, loss. Week 4 versus the Jets, win, 1-3. How do you like that? That's great. Week 5 versus Panthers, loss, 1-4. Week 6 versus the Chargers, loss, 1-5. Week 7 versus the Browns, win, 2-5. Week 8 versus the Falcons, loss, 2-6. Week 9 versus the Ravens, loss, 2-7. Or 2-8, yeah. No, it's 2-7. Okay, 2-7, going to week 10 against the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. 50 points scored by the Bills. That is 2-8. Week 11, Commanders. 2-9. Yep. Going into week 12 bye, and all the Dolphins fans in the world are crying because they're 2-9. Week 13 versus the Saints, unbelievably close, but they beat the Saints. which might be bad because they're going to get a lower pick in the draft. So they're 3-9. Week 14 Jets. Yeah, 2-10. 3 and yeah. Hold up. I keep losing track of what I'm saying here. 3-11 after that Jets game, or 3-10. Yeah, 3-10. Week 15 at the Pittsburgh Steelers, that is a loss, so that would bring them to 3-11. Bengals loss, 3-12. Bucks loss, 3-13. Patriots at the end of the season, they might. They're gonna. I don't know. Are they gonna throw the game maybe to get the one pick? Or are they going to straight sell and beat the Patriots and lose the one pick? And the Saints get the number one pick? That would be crazy. But the Patriots, I think they could make the playoffs this season, to be so honest. So I'm going to go with the Patriots fighting for a playoff spot in the last week, getting the win against the Dolphins. Putting the Dolphins at 3-14. I'm sorry, Tyler Sports. The Dolphins are bad. Tyreek Hill, goodbye. He's going to quit the team. Next up is the New York Jets. Everybody loves playing them because they're bad. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, week 1 Steelers, that's a loss, 0-1. Week 2 Bills, that's a loss, 0-2. Week 3 against the Bucks, that's a loss, 0-3. Week 4 against the Dolphins, that's a win, 1-3. Cowboys week 5, ooh, hold up, 2-3. I have a feeling, yeah. 6 against the Broncos, 2-3. I feel like the Broncos aren't going to drop games like that this season. So 2-4. Week 7 against the Panthers, 3-4. And here we have week 8 versus the Bengals. I'm going to have them being 3-5 because I think that they're going to lose to the Bengals. They get a bye week in week 9, and I really like that for them because then they're going to week 10 playing the Cleveland Browns, where I feel like they can get a win and be 4-5. Week 11 versus the New England Patriots is a loss, bringing them to 4-6. Week 12 versus the Ravens, loss, bringing them to 4-7. Week 13 versus the Falcons, loss, 4-8. Wow. But week 14 versus the Dolphins, I like them winning that one, 5-8. Week 15 versus the Jaguars, that's a tough one though. Let me think about that. Versus the Jaguars, I'm going to have them losing, going 5-9 now. Week 16 versus the Saints, though, that could bring them to a good 6-9. That's not terrible. That's pretty bad, but whatever. It's for the Jets, you know. Week 17 versus the Patriots, that is going to be 6-10. And then week 18 versus the Buffalo Bills, that's going to bring. Actually, you know what? Week 17 against the Patriots, they put their foot down. All right, Patriots win. Yeah, how you like that? Wait, no. Jets. What am I saying? Jets win, bring them to 7-9. Okay, and then week 18 versus, because I feel like Justin Fields is too good to lose all these games. So week 18 versus the Bills, loss, 7-10. That is a Jets record prediction. And my bad if like any of these overlap incorrectly. Like if I'm doing the Bills record prediction and I say, oh yeah, Bills beat Jets, and then I go to the Jets one and I say, oh yeah, Jets beat Bills. That my bad. It's kind of hard because like there's 32 teams. There's no way I'm gonna get this all like right. So I'm just kind of, I'm just doing this for fun, And revisiting these after the season is going to be a lot of fun because I'm storing all the data using ChatGPT to like hold it all so I can get it easily. And for the final team in the East, and the most interesting team in the East, Patriots. Week 1 versus Raiders, that's a W. Let's eat one. Okay, why'd I say that? Whatever. Alright. 1-0. Week 2 versus the Dolphins, that's a W. 2-0. Week 3 versus the Steelers, that's an L. Yeah. 2-1. Week 4 versus the Panthers, that's tough. That's a tough. Let me think about that. You know what? Yeah, Patriots beat the Panthers. 3-1. Bills, not them. Yeah, but Bills, they're gonna beat them so badly, like 50 points type badly. So, 3-2. Week 6 versus the Saints, that could be like a blowout win for the Patriots. That would be cool to watch. 4-2. They got such an easy schedule. Wow. Week 7 versus the Titans, that's a win. 5-2. Week 8 versus the Browns, that's a win. 6-2. Week 9 versus the Falcons, that's a loss. Week 9 against the Falcons, 6-3. That's a loss. Week 10 versus the Bucks, it's gonna bring them to 6-4 with another loss. Week 11 versus the Jets, 7-4. That's a nice little game for them. This low battery thing keeps popping up on my screen, so I can't even see what I'm saying on my face. It's like frozen, but it's still recording, so that's kind of weird. So I can't see myself, but you guys can see me right now. Why am I starting this? Just close the tab, bro. Week 12 with the loss to the Bengals, bringing them to 7-5. Week 13 with the New York Giants, that's going to bring them to 8-5 with the win. Week 14 is their bye week, so a really late bye week. I don't think that's good. I like the earlier ones. They're like mid-season is perfect, which is pretty self-explanatory. 8-5 though. Week 15 against the Bills, 8-6. Week 16 against the Ravens, that's 8-7. So that's 2 straight losses for them. Week 17 versus the Jets, I have a feeling that they're going to straight sell this game and lose. 8-8. And in the final game of the season, that Hail Mary throw, trying to get them into the playoffs, they win 9-8 against the Dolphins. So they're 9-8. So yeah, that is the Patriots season. 9-8. I'm gonna see how the other schedules stack up, and I think they could be a 7 seed this year. Probably not though. I don't know. That's gonna wrap up the AFC East. Let's take a look at what the standings look like. First place, Buffalo Bills, 14-3, probably the 1 seed this year. Second place, Patriots, 9-8. Third place, Jets, 7-10. And then fourth place, the Miami Dolphins. I feel like I'm gonna look back on this, and the Dolphins just win the entire thing. They just win the Super Bowl this year because I completely just hated on them in this video. But yeah, tell me what you would change. Probably a lot because I'm some kid, and you guys are probably like smart. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.